Welcome back to another video. If you haven't heard, there's big news in the Japan Valorant scene. DFM Valorant they play in the Pacific League for the Valorant Champions Tour. They have made some new additions to the roster. They have added Medusa to the starting lineup as well as Estelle and Northern Lights as coaches, and this change comes less than 2 weeks before the kickoff tournament, and I can't understand why these Pacific teams continue to make last minute changes. Valorant is a game where you need to have a lot of coordination, a lot of synergy with your team, and these teams just seem to like to throw it away for what's worked in the past. And to make matters worse, these additions to the roster and this lineup sets Detonation FocusMe to take on basically the entire roster of Crazy Raccoons. This is a very similar team that placed fourth in Japanese Ascension. If we look at it here, they placed fourth. If we look at the team that competed here, it is Neth, May, Medusa, Papagachi, Makiba. Makiba is the only one who has been changed out on this roster, and I'm assuming that C's, like I don't even know how to say it. C's, I've never heard of this player before. Is going to be on the bench, and Anthem is going to be picking up the smokes role. And all this just makes zero sense to me. I don't like these changes, especially right before the season, especially when I thought Detonation FocusMe was making some good changes. They had a not bad roster. If we look at the transactions for this Detonation FocusMe squad, they had a team that, yes, looked like it was going to be the bottom of Pacific again, but they've added JoJo, who's made international events with, I believe it was Northception back at Copenhagen 2022. And Suggest, who's with New Turn back at Iceland. Like, there's been some success in some of these players. And not to mention replacing their head coach 2 weeks before. They're probably implementing an entire new structure. I just don't see how this makes a lot of sense. And if we look at their group here, it's just going to be, they're playing a group that they actually, if we're thinking outside the box, they do have a shot at qualifying because they're playing a DRX team that's revamped. Granted, DRX still should be heavy favorites, even though they added flashbacks in Foxy 9 and replaced RB and I believe it was Zest. And then Secret and Talon. Talon have looked rough in some of these off-season events. And Secret, who knows what they'll be looking like. They're a solid team, and Detonation FocusMe, I wouldn't really favor them ever against any of these teams. But out of all these brackets, if we look at Genji, Rex, RRQ, Paper Rex, all these other teams, T1, Bleed, Zeta Division, Global Esports, this is the best shot I'd say that they have at really making some upsets and getting their first ever win. Because if we remember from last year, this team is still winless, and they're doing a pretty good job at trying to repeat that. Anyways, this is my angry rant at Pacific teams for making last-second changes, because I think Genji did the same thing with their coach. It's just all these teams just getting things together so late. Valorant is such a game where you need coordination, you need synergy, you need time to develop a playbook, and just so many of these teams a lot of these teams here actually kept their same roster, but a lot of them making last-second changes. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, that's the video. I hope that Detonation FocusMe decide in future teams not to make changes like this right before the start of the season. But I mean, they could be building something for the entire year and looking at the lawn picture and thinking, hey, things with our old head coach weren't going to work out. We've got to replace him. Maybe bring in the Crazy Raccoon fan base, because the Crazy Raccoon fan base has a big fan base in Japan. But I'm just still not a fan of these last-second changes, even though things behind the scenes might not have been going good. But yeah, that's the video. If you like this type of content and these news updates, be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.